People streaming out of the first Alberta Next panel town hall in Red Deer have their own motivations for showing up.
Well, is it just lip service? I hope not. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be done right now.
I think the best path forward is for Alberta to be independent.
The panel's goal, according to the website, is to hear about how the province can protect itself from Ottawa's attacks while building a more prosperous, strong, and sovereign Alberta within Canada. But behind that, what is the government, namely Premier Danielle Smith, getting out of this summer-long exercise?
She set out a list of demands essentially from Ottawa, asking them to get their act together and take away these harmful policies or else. And I think this Alberta Next panel is kind of going to determine what that or else is.
That set of demands, mainly focused on oil and gas legislation, was posted on X in March after Danielle Smith had a meeting with Prime Minister Mark Carney. This was in the period between the Liberal leadership race, which Carney won, making him Prime Minister, and before the federal election in April. That tweet came with a warning. Smith wrote that the next Prime Minister, regardless of who that is, has to address in the first 6 months of their term her demands to avoid an unprecedented national unity crisis.
I'm putting it out there, and what we're asking for is not unreasonable.
I think every premier in Alberta's history has at some point said, they're here to stand up for Alberta, and that's quite frankly their job.
One political science professor sees the Alberta Next panel as an outlet.
I don't think that the purpose of this is to gather information about what people think. I think the purpose here is to give this subset of Albertans who have strong feelings a perception that their concerns are being heard.
Now, Alberta has been here before.
Albertans have been working for Ottawa for too long.
Jason Kenney hosted his own Fair Deal panel in 2019, a response to separatist sentiment, and there's a lot of overlap. In the end, these talks didn't amount to much, which Young thinks could happen here too.
People are able to let off steam at these events. They don't get to see the policies that they want to see realized.
While she adds this might win Smith political points with some Albertans, there's a risk.
There's talk about how the Canadian Constitution should change. Creating expectations that the government of Alberta can deliver on this, I think, really does involve some danger here.
A danger Smith is well aware of.
Once you open that up, you could end up having provinces stuff a bunch of things in there that we would have to compromise too much in order to agree to.
Young says with every town hall discussion taking on topics as significant as the Constitution, other changes don't seem as daunting.
The idea of an Alberta pension plan has gone from being, entirely out there when it was suggested in the early 2000s by the Firewall letter, to being an idea that is discussed in remarkable detail as a serious proposal. It still doesn't have majority support, but the normalization of that issue, I think, really does tell us something.
Back outside the town hall in Red Deer, a smattering of people, some curious Albertans.
Curiosity and get some information.
And see if we can have some input. Maybe we can't.
Others there to show their opposition.
I'm here to protest Danielle Smith on behalf of Indigenous sovereignty.
Same thing. I'm with Indigenous sovereignty in Alberta, and I'm here just because I'm fed up. I'm sick and tired of what's going on.
At least 400 people were inside for the inaugural Alberta Next panel. More meetings are planned for places like Medicine Hat, Lethbridge, Airdrie, and wrapping up the town hall tour September 29th in Calgary.